versus Rogue, and these two contenders for the championship are going to be looking to move on and not get eliminated today. So we're about to get underway in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. Sizz goes up for the kickoff. We see Devo trying to contest that one as Turtle hits it into the left side. Turbo Posa contests it. Sizz is there with the shot. It goes off the crossbar. Matt has the angle, but he's not able to get that one as Turbo Posa hits it away.
My game got fucked. I don't know why it's not playing.
Oh, okay. Do you need me to pause it?
Yeah, if we could just like go from the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know what's going on. My bad. Like I was trying to save it, but I think I just need to restart it. I don't know what happened.
Gotcha. All Gucci. I'm actually gonna go like this.
Yeah, my bad though. Again, it's just.
Oh no, it's all good. Let me know when you're ready. Damn it, got.
I like the introduction. Just make sure to introduce yourselves as well.
Oh yeah. Shoot.
It was really good. That was the only thing.
Do you want me to redo the introduction then?
What do you mean? You have something
Like-
written down?
I mean, like, do it again while adding our names in a different fashion, I guess. Or just continue from the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You can do it whenever. I would just make sure to
Gotcha.
introduce yourselves at the beginning of the
Yeah.
series.
I'm used to, like, before the matches, we already introduced ourselves, so that's why.
Gotcha.
I'll make sure to do that, though.
Alright, I think I'm good to go. No.
Cool.
Okay. Give me a second, actually.
And it's HindoG, right?
Yeah, or you could go by Hindo actually because
Okay, cool.
I just go by both.
I'm gonna change my
Yeah,
auto
should be
cam
actually.
settings real quick.
Copy that.
So when you recognize me, should I just say like hello? Is that, or just let you just do?
Whatever you want, man.
Alright,
Yeah.
sounds good. I just didn't want to collude with you.
Oh, no, it's good.
Okay.
I feel like people, whenever they get introduced, they just say, like, what's up, guys, or something like that. I don't know. Just introducing themselves. And then just continue with the introduction.
Alright, sounds good.
And then as soon as I hit, say, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'll try and get into the commentary faster, too. That way we could get into the match and not have that awkward pause at the beginning. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Awesome. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 3 of RLCS at the Wiltern. I am one of your commentators, Vodible. Okay, that was pretty terrible. Got to bring that back for a second. Sorry. Got to redo that. Okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 3 of RLCS. This is going to be our first matchup for this day. I was going to say for this evening, sorry. And it's going to be at the Wiltern. Your commentators will be me, Vodible, and HindoG.
What's up, guys?
And we are going to be bringing you all the action for this intense best-of-5 matchup between these two teams, Rogue and Northern Gaming. So we're going to be getting underway in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the game is about to start as we see Sizz, Turtle, and Matt are going to be facing off against Devo, Remco, and Turbo Pulse of the sub. Now we see Turtle going into the air, trying to get the first attack started for the Rogue side, but unfortunately it is not able to happen as Matt tries to finish that one off, but Turbo Pulsa blocks it away, and now he has possession of the ball, but Turtle keeping up the offensive opportunities. It's that one away as Devo is going to center that one, but Matt has possession of the ball, is on the offensive, but it's still blocked away, and it's still been pretty back and forth so far in the first 30 seconds.
Both teams here really playing a strong defensive game, not really letting anything get into the danger zone in front of the net. Both teams playing very strong air games as well. To be expected though here with such high stakes.
Now we see Turtle going for the ball as we see one of the team members get demoed from the side of Northern Gaming. Turtle setting up Sizz, he goes for the angle, but Turbo Pulsa and Devo both clear that one away. Now we see Remco trying to clear that, but Matt gets a shot off the backboard. Turbo knocks it into the air, and Remco is there to try and clear it away as Sizz and Turtle go up for the team play but aren't able to capitalize on it.
Seems like early on in this match, Northern Gaming has been committing a few players to each ball a couple times now. That could be a little bit fatal for them coming out. If they can resolve that, definitely going to be helpful for them.
Now Sizz hits it into the air, but it gets countered by Turbo Pulsar, who sets up Remco, who gets the angle in the first goal in this matchup, and then pause. I'm at the 105 mark. What mark are you? Are you at the 105 mark?
Yeah, 105.
Okay, cool. Just trying to make sure we're at like the same spot. And then you can go into the analysis for that.
All right. Just very routine play here by Northern Gaming. Just a pass off the wall, dinks it down. Remco gets the shot on net. Rogue, I believe they both committed a little bit earlier, which opened up the net, and Remco was able to get a nice and easy touch into the net.
Okay. And then you count down this time, and then continue the commentary and try and like pass it off after that. And then I'll go.
All right, sounds good. So we're gonna go and start. All right.
Gotcha.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. All right. So both teams playing pretty decent games early on, but Northern Gaming is going to be first to strike here about a minute and a half through the match. Rogue definitely playing a strong offensive game. All of their players have a shot on goal, but definitely going to be looking to play back, trying to retaliate here early on.
Now Remco goes for the clear, but Sizz is there to contest it as he hits it away. Turtle hits that one into the corner as Matt is following up right behind him. He tries to set him up for a shot. He gets the setup, but not the finish, as Remco is going to be there to get possession of the ball. The pressure is coming out from the side of Rogue as they are trying to get their first goal, even after all these shots that they've had so far. As Matt sets up Sizz, he gets the angle, but it gets blocked away by Devo. And now Turbo Pulsa has the shot, but Turtle blocks that one away as well. And Sizz is going to hit that one to the left side, while Devo is able to clear this one away. It's been pretty back and forth so far.
Definitely something to note here. Rogue is going to need to make sure to play a decent defensive game. They had a strong offensive peak early on, but Turbo Pulsa almost able to be able to score on them because they had their players playing so deep into the orange field. As long as they can play back a little bit, play a little bit more balanced match. Pause.
Okay, I'm at like 205.
Yeah, I'm at 205 as well.
Cool. So I'll probably go into analysis for that one since you were commentating during it.
Yeah.
I just need to go back for a second to watch it again. So Sizz passes that one to Matt. Matt gets the angle. It goes straight into the goal off the crossbar, and that was a great passing play from Rogue. They've tried to set some of those up earlier on in this matchup, but this is the first one that actually connected, resulting in the tied game with 2 minutes and 16 seconds remaining. And then I'll go on start as well. Just got to make sure we're at 205. Cool. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. Now we're about to get underway in this matchup for the next face-off. This next goal could lead to the victory for either team as Turbo Pulsar gets it past both of the attackers, and Matt is the last line of defense as Devo is going to try and set something up, but it's cleared away by Rogue. Sizz is there on the offensive, but Remco gets the clear instead. Devo's there waiting for it. He hits it into the air, and Remco's there behind him waiting for the angle. He gets it. It goes off the crossbar. Turbo Pulsar trying to finish this one off, but it gets cleared away by Matt. And Remco still tries to keep it in the blue side, but it's cleared away by Turtle.
Definitely a positive here for Northern Gaming, putting some pressure onto Rogue. But here, a goal from Matt gives them the lead here. Able to poke it in from the side. Yeah, I forgot to pause. Gives them the lead here, though. Just able to hit it off the top bar, quickly get up, and send it to the top right corner to take the lead here with a minute 44 left in the match.
Nice. What time did you pause at?
2:33.
Okay, cool. And then just count down.
On start again.
I'll
Okay.
pick it up at 3.
All right, sounds good. All right.
So it's probably a better way to do it since like you just finished your commentary. So basically you would be saying that while we're doing the kickoff and stuff.
Okay, yeah, definitely. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
Now we're about to get underway. Rogue is ahead by 1 the first time in this matchup so far, and they're looking to keep that lead as Sizz goes for the angle on this one. But Remco hits it straight for Devo, and Turtle is able to contest that one and hit it into the corner. But Matt is there waiting for it as we see Turtle going for the ball, trying to keep it in the orange side, but Remco is there to contest it as Sizz hits it into the air. Devo misses the ball. Actually, no, he connects with it, and Turtle gets the angle on this one, but Remco gets there in time to finish that and make sure that Devo has enough time to rotate back around and get the clear.
Northern Gaming is going to have to make sure to definitely keep an extra man back because Rogue has such a quick offensive push here. They can go from defense to offense in a blink of an eye. So definitely something that Northern Gaming is going to have to prepare for to try and score a goal, getting the equalizer here with exactly 1 minute left.
Yeah, you can say the analysis for that one since you were just starting to talk to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me just quickly watch it over again.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's a learning process.
All right. Are you at throw 8?
Cool, Sam.
Okay. So I'll start it off and then go into the commentary. Or do you want me to commentate now?
Oh, you can say like the commentary about the goal, and then I'll go into it after the goal's done.
Okay, so start now though, or just do the commentary now?
Do the commentary now, and then we'll start after the commentary.
All right. Remco here tried to set it up for Devo, but Devo missed. But either way, Remco was able to get it back from the corner and set up Turbo Pulsive for a pop-up, and he was able just to slam it in. Rogue not really able to keep up with the amount of passing plays here from Northern Gaming, which allowed to tie this game up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
That was a crucial play coming out from Turbo Pulsa to get that angle and get the goal with a minute remaining in the matchup. It's all tied up, and Turtle and Devo are going to be the ones facing off, trying to get the lead back in this matchup. Matt hits it off the wall, and we see Sizz go up for the ankle, missing it as Turtle follows behind him. Now Devo, he's going to go for the ball, hit it into the corner. Turbo Pulse is just backing off on the play because they saw too many defenders on that one. He goes into the air for this one, trying to contest Turtle, but Turtle able to set up Sizz, and he gets the angle off the backboard, but is deflected by Devo. Devo now has possession of the ball and is trying to get this one, and it gets blocked by Turtle, and there's kind of confusion going on in the net. Remco is able to finish that one off. And I'm at 3:38.
All right, I'm trying to get there again. A little bit of a confusion in the backfield. Matt and Sizz not able to get back in time as there's just too many Northern Gaming players there to shove it in. Such a crucial part of the game here as Northern Gaming secures a 1-point lead here. Just about 30 seconds left in the match. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
Rogue really needs to turn on their gameplay like they were showing earlier on in the matchup and get those passing plays, as Matt is going to contest this one and win the face-off momentarily for his team. Devo tried to get something on that one, but Sizz is going to be there as he's going to go for the angle. Remco, he's going to be dropping down, trying to clear this one away, gets it past both attackers, and they're overcommitted at this point as Turbo Pulsa hits it with a boomer to the right side, but Sizz is there to contest it. So we see Devo is going to center this one, but Turtle is there. He's waiting and trying to set up Sizz for an opportunity, but Remco is able to get into the air in time to stall the play, as Matt is going to hit that one to the right side.
It's going to hit the ground, though.
And it hit the ground. I forgot that the time was running out.
My bad. I shouldn't have cut you off at all.
Oh, no. It's all good. I was unaware of the time on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have a lot of notes for that one, especially for my own stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, are we ready to do that, Jasher?
Yeah, have at it.
Cool. So you said first talk about something like our own commentary, what we liked and what we didn't like?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Well, I would frame it as what you liked and what you thought you could improve.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry. That's true. Okay, so what I liked about my own commentary, I liked the... Oh, man, I wasn't really paying attention on what I liked. I was more focusing on what I could have improved on. I did like my original intro into the matchup and the intros after the goals were scored. But I feel like I could have talked about more what was going on in the tournament and what they really need to do to get better at this and improve their matchups. That's still going into the improve on. Um, I need to improve on the pacing for my commentary because I'm still getting used to not doing it super fast. So I need to get better at that and better at the tone for it as well because I feel like I'm not entirely sure at this point because I'm still messing around with my play-by-play how exactly to do the tone for like every scenario and all that. So that's what I'm trying to work on. And then, Jasher, do you want me to say what I think HindoG can improve on? Or do you want him to say what he thinks about himself?
Let him go ahead, and then you
Okay,
guys
cool.
can offer to each other.
Sounds
So,
good.
so I liked my co-caster. He's pretty good. No,
Oh, stop it.
but seriously, I do like the post goal, the little mini analysis. Felt as though I tried to keep it a bit consistent, but there's definitely a lot I could work on, especially with color casting, because trying to make sure I keep having consistent things to say and less breaks between what I'm saying, because obviously fluidity is key. It's mainly what I was picking up from that.
Cool. And now I'll tell you what I liked and what I didn't like. I got a message from someone. No. Basically, one sec. Sorry, I gotta check this actually. Uh, okay, never mind. Sorry. Some important thing I had to check for Discord. So basically, what I liked, I did like your analysis of the plays. Um, as I say, I didn't really like how you were saying between every sentence. Basically, you were saying it a lot, and it would probably be better to take breaks rather than saying because when you do take a little breather, trying to recuperate after what happened during the play and what your thoughts are that you're trying to convey to the audience. I feel like it's a better idea to make sure you deliver that as strongly as possible and not say or things like that. I'm trying to give a good example, but I can't really give too many good ones because I'm not, too much of a color person myself. But,
Definitely.
just taking pauses are okay. You don't have to be super fluid, but as long as you have a concise thought that you can give the audience about whatever just happened instead of just giving some commentary for the sake of commentary. I feel like that's a problem I kind of had in the past, or still probably have too, is doing that as well. But yeah,
So
other than the that's pretty much it. I'm still trying. It's kind of hard to do the pass offs between us because I'm still getting used to the breaks between my own speaking. So that's kind
yeah,
of hard to pick up on. So
hmm
that's kind of a criticism between both of us, I feel.
yeah,
But
yeah.
other than that, I feel like it was good.
All right. Yeah, I really liked in general how you kept everything fluid and constant, especially with the play-by-play. Uh, 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 Especially when you were doing the play-by-play, you were able to have things to say every single time something happened because obviously a lot of things are going on, but you were able to keep your points current and not rambling on about something that was happening 5-10 seconds ago. Uh, the biggest criticism that I had was actually what you brought up, the passing on back and forth. I don't think
Yeah, yeah.
it was not really either our fault. It's just because maybe the inexperience with both of us casting. So it's something
That's probably it. Yeah.
that I think will get more automatically worked out between the next cast or two. So that's some of the big things.
Cool. And then what did you think, Jasher?
I don't have any feedback for you right now. Just keep going.
Okay. Cool. So on to the next match then. Oh, one thing I will say is that I wasn't keeping track of the time at the end there because I'm used to seeing it differently where it actually like counts down and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my excuse, but it's not a good one. I probably should have been paying attention that it was about to end and made commentary about that it's over and they're going to be needing to look forward to the next matchup and hopefully come back from this one. Something like that to end it off.
Definitely.
And
All right.
then,
So
afterwards we'd just analyze the stats and then go on to the next matchup. Or if this was RLCS, bring it to like the analyst desk. I think they do that between games. I could be wrong.
Between
It's
games,
been a while that
No, but it's all in
No.
between series.
between
series,
series.
yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
They'll take it back to the casters like little room or whatever.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So they like show the casters, and then they can
Mhm.
like talk about exactly what went on. How long do they normally do that? I know they don't do that too many in other
Just the
orgs.
duration of the 60 seconds, I think, of the
Gotcha.
wait.
And then the color usually just brings up their own analysis of the stuff, and then what does the play-by-play usually want to do for that? Just talk about the tournament in general, or
I'm not sure actually. I haven't really ever paid attention to that too much.
gotcha.
I would just try to keep a
I'll write that down
conversation
for later.
going and uh, keep your viewers up to date on where you're at in the series, what the next match means.
And like where you're at in the tournament
Anything
and everything.
crazy that just happened you might want to
Yeah.
highlight, or yeah,
I
all that
also
general kind of
read
stuff.
on the Casters Corner Tips Google Doc that also posing some questions to the color caster
Mhm.
would also
Oh yeah,
add to
that
it.
would be a good idea.
Mhm.
So like when we're like after or during the cast posing
Either or, it doesn't matter.
Gotcha. So like saying,
It's a good
what do you
way to.
think they could do to improve their matchup here and push through the defense to get the opportunities they need for goals or something like that?
Like
Yes.
improve on passing or maybe work on the air games a bit more, or like something, just
Yeah. Okay, I'll try to work that in then.
yeah,
That'll make the pass offs easier too.
that definitely.
Cool. Yeah, because I'm still trying to get the timing down for pass offs as well. Like exactly when, like how long I should be talking for. I know like the PRL guys have their own little thing that they say no more than like 40 seconds or something like that for play by play. But it's different strokes for different folks. All right, let's get into the next replays.
So what do you think the split in general should be between talking for the play-by-play, talking for color?
Are you asking me or Vodible? I don't think it matters. I think it's a natural.
As long as it flows well, basically.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
And like if the color doesn't have an opportunity to say something and there's like a few second pause, then I can just take it back as well. So like the first time that we tried to pass it off, I think there's like a little bit of a break, and I probably should have taken it back there instead of having that pause.
Yeah.
But yeah, it comes with time. Okay, so 1-2.
All right. Yeah, because I know that is a bit more analytical for color. So
Yeah.
since play-by-play is in the moment, they could always have something to feed off of. While analytical, you have to like at least have X amount of time go through, or
Yeah, that's why
have
they
a
were
bit more
saying like
background,
40
yeah.
seconds or something, so that they could talk about like some plays that might have been missed or something. And I need to focus more on exactly what's happening instead of the passing between each person and all that. Anyway, let's get into the next one.
All right.
Try to improve off of that last one.
So do you want to switch off, or do you want to continue doing the?
Let's continue with it, so we can
Okay.
just keep the consistency and stuff.
Yeah,
with the
definitely.
introductions and all that.
Definitely.
I'm gonna try and get better at introducing us because I haven't done much hosting, especially for Nexus. It's definitely something I need more experience with. 'Cause usually it's one of the veteran guys there that does it. Okay. So that's one of the things I'm most shaky about, I feel. Anyway, need to take a quick water before, or quick drink before we get started. Okay. Sec, I gotta sneeze, sorry.
Hey, you're
Gotta mute
good.
my mic. Okay, I'm good. I didn't sneeze, I guess. Oh, shoot. I pressed play by accident. Okay, we're good. Okay, it's paused. Welcome back to the second round in our first game for the... 1 second. Welcome back to the second round for the first game of today for day 3 of RLCS. It is Rogue facing off against Northern Gaming in the losers bracket. The one to lose this matchup will be eliminated from this tournament. We're going to see if Rogue will be able to take this one back, or if it's going to be Northern Gaming closing this one out and going to a game 3 and bringing Rogue to Elimination Station. And then 5, Oh, I needed to introduce ourselves. Shit. So for those of you who are just tuning in, it is me, Vodible. No, I need to get better at this. Okay. For those of you that are tuning in, your commentators for this evening are myself, Vodible, and HindoG, who's going to be on
Hello.
color.
Oh.
Sorry.
Hello.
I need to
Here
get
we
so
go.
much better at this. And
Sorry,
we are going to
that's
be
what
bringing
this is
you
for.
this matchup. What's up, Jasher?
I said that's what this is for. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Is it okay to like go back and try and get it right, or do you just want us to continue with it?
Oh, whatever you'd like to do. I mean,
Okay.
it's really
I
up to
personally
you
would
guys.
like to go back until I get it right, if that's okay with you, Hindo.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Just so I could practice that a bit, because I definitely need more practice with that.
Yep.
Okay. For those of you that are just tuning in, we're about to get underway with our second matchup for the third day of RLCS. It is Rogue versus Northern Gaming. The last matchup ended in a victory for the side of Northern Gaming, as we are going to see if Rogue will be able to come back from this one. But before we do that, just want to give a little shout out to your casters here on the booth. It is me, Vodible on play-by-play, and HindoG, who's going to be bringing you some color commentary for this evening.
Hello.
Okay, let's get right into this matchup in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to see exactly what Rogue can do in this matchup to come back from that crushing defeat in the last one. They were only down by 1 goal, so they will be looking to retaliate after that and hopefully get on the board early in this matchup. Sizz is going to hit that one to the left side, but Remco contested and hits it into the corner as Matt is able to hit that one straight to Turtle. They have an opportunity for a goal here, but it is contested by Devo, as Sizz is going to be back for this one. He clears it to the left side. Turbo Pulsa is going to hit that one to the corner, as Devo is going to hit that one back instead to relieve some of the pressure and get a better opportunity for the side of Northern Gaming to get an opportunity here, as we see Remco trying to set Turbo Pulsa up, but it didn't result in anything, as Sizz is trying to carry this one straight towards the net, but it gets blocked away.
So neither of these teams able to finish off a goal yet, but two of the best teams, in my opinion, for passing and also defense. So definitely going to be a low-scoring game here, as another goal hits. Turbo Pulsa going to get the first goal. He is going to strike first here in the second match with just under 1 minute elapsed.
Cool, and what time did you pause it?
40.
Okay, cool. I'm at 42, so just do the countdown. And we'll
All
be
right.
good.
We'll go and start. 5, 4, 3, 2, start.
Now we're going to see what Rogue can do to shift the momentum in their favor and get back the lead, or at least tie it up in this matchup, as we see Devo is going to hit that one towards the corner. Sizz is trying to get an angle on this one, but Turtle was not able to set him up properly. He goes for a shot of his own, but Remco is able to block that one away. Matt setting up Sizz for an opportunity, but Turbo Pulsa is there to contest it. It's now going into the corner, as Turbo Pulsa is just going to backflip on that one. He's not going to contest as Sizz gets the demo. Turtle has an opportunity to set up Matt for a passing play, but Devo is able to clear that one away, and Sizz is now on the back burner, trying desperately to clear this one away and maybe set up a passing play for Turtle. As it goes into the center of the blue side, Turbo Pulsa looking for the dribble, but Sizz is almost able to clear that one away, but Devo hits that one into the corner. Turtle is going to go for this one, but Matt is actually there to contest it, gets the block, and now it's going to follow it up. Sets up Turtle for an opportunity, gets cleared away by Turbo Pulsa, and Sizz, being the only line of defense at this point, is struggling to get that, and Devo gets the shot on the goal. Now it's 2-0 with 3 minutes and 17 seconds remaining.
Yep, as we see here, Turbo Pulsa getting a really nice setup here for Devo's eventual dink into the net. On the topic of Turbo Pulsa, he was originally a backup for Northern Gaming, but has really stepped up in this tournament as he has had an opportunity to get in and get some play here. Definitely one of the powerhouses. Unexpected here, at least in my opinion. But we're going to have to see how everything else unfolds in 5, 4, 3.
Oh, well, what time are you at?
Oh, yeah, my bad. 122.
Okay, I got it back. Sorry. There we go. Okay.
All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
Rogue definitely have to be reeling after that last goal was scored on them. They had the opportunity to save it, but they weren't able to get there in time, unfortunately, as Turtle misses the ball completely. Remco is going to hit that one, set up a shot for Devo. They get the angle, but Matt is there with the save as he is able to flick that one away. Turbo Pulsa Hits it into the corner as Sizz is there to contest it. Remco's keeping it in their side, but Turtle is looking to clear this one away. Remco still keeping up the offensive pressure on the Rogue squad as Devo is going to set up an opportunity. Maybe go for the bump here, but Sizz is able to clear that one straight towards Matt, who is going to be looking for an opportunity. Remco passes it to Devo. Devo has possession. He hits it towards Remco, and he goes up to contest this one, but still no goals coming out from either side with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Matt is looking for an opportunity, but not able to keep it on the orange side at all so far in this matchup.
Both teams here playing some really strong defense, but Northern Gaming hitting it where it matters, and that's goals. Northern Gaming has 2 goals in this match by Rogue 0. You have to think here that Rogue is going to have to change some things up, play a little bit more aggressively, trying to get a few more goals on the board if they do want to try to bring this back. But as it stands, Northern Gaming really showing to be a powerhouse here in this matchup.
It does seem that their rotations from the side of Rogue Gaming have been broken down by the squad of Northern Gaming, and it seems that that is what has resulted in the goals so far. But Remco is going to look to keep up the offensive barrage as Matt is able to hit that one into the center for an opportunity for his Rogue squad, but no, they aren't able to get anything as Turbo Pulsa looking to hit this one away. Matt is going to contest it, and Devo keeps that one in play on the blue side, goes up for the passing play, but does not get enough offensive pressure behind that one, and Turbo Pulsa is looking to set up a play of his own.
Something that I love here from the Northern Gaming squad is that no matter what play that they are doing, there's always another man back to try to defend the ball, and I think that's one of the crucial reasons why Rogue has had such failure in trying to score a goal in this matchup.
Now Turtle looking for an opportunity, but it gets cleared away by Devo. Matt has possession. He hits it into the center, bounces off Turtle, and goes to the left side. Sizz goes for the ball, and it gets centered as Remco is going to wait for this one to drop down. Devo trying to set up an opportunity, but Turtle contests it. Sizz hitting that one back to his teammate questionably, as they might have had an opportunity there, but it gets cleared away by Turbo, who's looking for an angle of his own, but it gets cleared away as well by Turtle. Now it's on the right side as Remco is on the offensive attack. Matt and Sizz desperately trying to clear this one away, but so far it's been Northern Gaming keeping up the offensive pressure on the blue side and maintaining possession of the ball throughout most of this matchup. What do you think they can do to come back from this? And, you know, with 30 seconds remaining, it's not really looking too good on their side.
It definitely. So Rogue is really just going to have to start bringing all 3 men towards the front end, trying to put a little bit of pressure on Northern because they need to get their first goal and still leave enough time to have a kickoff and another goal. So they definitely need to score a goal really quickly here, or else their chances of trying to bring this to an overtime is quickly dissipating.
Now Sizz desperately trying to keep their dream alive and make it to a tied series at that, but they aren't going to be able to with 6 seconds remaining on the clock. Remco, Turbo Posa, and Diva's offensive opportunities have been limitless in this matchup, and that's what resulted in the 2 goals that you can see on the board now.
So Northern Gaming just demolishing Rogue on all fronts. Definitely keeping the ball onto the blue territory for as long as they could possibly do. And when Rogue tried to make something happen, it was quickly shut off by Northern. Definitely see a lot more of a skill gap here as Northern Gaming is able to take game 2 and shut out Rogue.
And it's funny to see, if you look at the scoreboard, you can see that Northern Gaming has 6 shots to Rogue's 1. They were just absolutely dominating Rogue offensively in that matchup, and they're definitely going to be looking to take game 3 in this series. And then, you know, commentary, or a critique now.
Yeah,
I feel like that part was good.
Yeah. That's something I
Okay.
definitely missed, though, is color. For the color part, I definitely should have looked at the scoreboard and did that. But
Yeah, it's all
good
good.
add-on, though. Yeah.
Okay, so things about myself. I'm still iffy with my commentary. I'm still trying to nail down the pacing. I'm saying certain words too much that are kind of irrelevant by saying but. I don't need to say but all the time. Oh, I need to say stuff I liked it on the content. I'm not used to this. Okay. I liked the final intro, but it was... Man, I keep criticizing myself. I liked the intro. I'm just going to leave it at that, and I'll go back to it. I liked the commentary about what was going on and trying to pass it off to you with a question at the end. I liked the post commentary about what happened with the matchup. And I liked how I was able to kind of hype up when a offensive opportunity might have resulted in a goal. And then moving on to the criticism, I still need to improve on my hosting bit and talking about who we are. I'm not entirely sure what's the best way to do that right now. So that needs some work. I need to not say but and it seems so because that's you can they can see what's going on. You don't need to say it. Presumably this is what's happening. This is what's happening. What else is there? Yeah, I was just saying butts too many. I'm still trying to nail down the pacing like I was saying earlier. And that's all I can immediately think of.
Okay, so starting off with what I liked, I think both of us actually did a lot better job with passing it off, as you mentioned.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A lot more fluid, especially on my end. I think after the first match, I knew what to expect, since color casting is still so fresh to me. So I had a little bit more of an idea of what to say and appropriate times to say it. But moving to what I think I could have done better, I definitely said a few phrases a couple times that could have gotten a bit repetitive. Like, in my personal opinion, I don't think I should say in my personal opinion. I think I should just say it as it is.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest things I feel. Is just getting out of that rhythm of saying the same words all the time and just saying it how it is.
Probably saying like a little bit, throwing some buzzwords in there. Yeah, so I think it's something that if we could just be self-aware on, it would definitely come in handy.
Yeah.
I think those are just the main points, though. But overall, I think we did a lot better. Obviously, it's going to be natural, since with more time and practice comes a little bit more understanding of how.
Yeah, and then you get used to how each other casts and passing it off and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's all I could really think of immediately as well.
Cool. Things that I liked. Yeah, I did like the passing off a lot more this time. Didn't step on each other's toes at all, which was good. I did like the analysis at the end. That was good. And your answers to the question, I didn't really have many questions. This was a pretty fast matchup.
Yeah.
So one sec. One thing I did notice. Oh, that's why. Okay. I was gonna say, like, why are the replays only 3 minutes and 45 seconds when the match is 5 minutes? But that's because like the timer isn't there for kickoffs and all that, I think, in the replay and the replay of the goals. Anyway, that's just my own little thing about the replay thing. Going back to your commentary and your color, I think your color in the first matchup for what happened with the goals was more solid. This time it was kind of a bit more iffy. I feel like you more generalized and breaking down exactly what was going on with the plays, but you mainly do play-by-play, you said?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of hard to get used to doing that too. And I can understand that because I had to do color one time and I was pretty bad at it. So yeah, other than that, like, just more solid analysis of what's going on. What else is there? Yeah, that's just the main thing.
Okay.
There's still some going on, but a lot less than the first time. I didn't notice it as much, which was good. And then yeah, like you said, the pass offs were a lot better this time too. So yeah.
I think.
And Jasher, are you gonna wait for the series to end to say stuff?
No, I have feedback after this one.
Cool.
We'll let him go ahead.
What were you saying, Hindo?
Yeah.
I think that what you did positively, I guess reiterating, yes, handoffs. Also, I saw that you were doing a much better job keeping pacing. It was a lot more subtle, but keeping pacing, I think, with this match, since you knew what was going on, you were able to like have a little more of a rhythm, which helped me as well. Trying to know when my cues were and whatnot. So
yeah,
that was definitely a good thing. I don't really have any major critiques other than what was already aforementioned. So yeah, I think we've covered basically everything.
Cool. And now Jasher's gonna tear into us.
Okay. The very first thing was Vodible. In one of your introductions, you said in game 1 of the day. Just in Rocket League terminology, a game is within a series. And a series is either a series or a match. Just so, like, to avoid confusion.
Okay, so could you repeat that so that I can make sure I don't confuse
myself? Like a set of 5, right? So they're playing a best of 5. So you can call it a best of 5, a series, a set, or a match. But a game is an individual game within that set. So like we're on game 2 of the first match of the day.
Okay, yeah, I need to get better at that actually. So we're going on to game 3 of the first match for the third day of RLCS.
Correct.
Cool. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, I think that's kind of Rocket League specific terminology as far as
Yeah.
matches and games
And
go.
I got to make sure I get that stuff right. And I know people have criticized other commentators about that too because they say everything's a game. So,
Yeah, and then I think the common assumption is that a match is the best of. So
Yeah.
it gets kind of confusing if you say
I say
game.
matchup. That's my problem.
Oh, I think that's fine as well. If you're referring to a match, it's fine. If
Like,
you're referring to an individual game within the match, then I think
that
it's
was-
confusing again.
I have a bad habit of saying individual games are matchups.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know why I do that.
Yeah, that might
So
be
should I
kind of
just try and
confusing.
stick to game?
Yeah, game or
Gotcha. So I'm just gonna say the previous game. I'm so used to saying matchup. I almost said it there for a second. Identifying the problem is the first way to fix it.
another thing for Hindo. You were analyzing Rogue, and you said they had, I think, something along the lines of such failure to do something, like they were having a hard time attacking.
Mhm.
I would just try to avoid being,
Being negative.
yeah, being
Yeah, I saw that too. I need to stop doing that.
So like trying to frame it in a different way, like they're having a tough time here, or Northern is, putting up a good wall and making it
Yeah, they're having a
difficult
tough
for,
time breaking through the defensive wall of Northern Gaming.
yeah, something along that
Okay.
lines.
Okay. So just don't completely rip into them and saying, yeah, these guys suck.
Yeah, we do that a lot in community tournaments, and we gotta stop doing that. Honestly.
I think you can if you do it in fun, but if it's like straight,
Well, if it's
just
like RLCS, and probably shouldn't.
yeah, I mean, if you're straight criticizing, like, I don't know. You kind of want to have a positive mindset for
You
your
gotta be
viewers,
constructive,
Definitely.
basically.
unless you
Mhm.
have the environment
Okay.
to do something like that. Like,
Because some people might misinterpret it, basically.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. They might get upset, especially players.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Another thing is, I thought you guys did a pretty good job of using time to add, more intensity to your casting.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to bring that up. And the last thing, which I don't expect you guys to have done for this, but is to just like research your teams and players.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's something I need to get better at.
So I've been around a while, so I'm pretty familiar with the teams and players that are playing right now. So like a couple of examples is Northern coming into this had a history of finishing third in RLCS lands.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Turbo had exited early out of season 1 with Mocket. It's another thing.
Yeah,
And then
like,
you could
the
also
play-by-play
talk
could bring
about
that stuff up.
you could also talk about more recent stuff like what happened in the league. So Rogue finished second, and Northern won the region league play, but then they finished third in their championships.
And then applying that to maybe more the communal-based tournaments, which is, where I'm definitely gonna probably start out at if I do start the casting. But
Right, yeah,
it would
like
be
knowing your
more-
bubble team players that
Mhm.
often
Like-
play in like Nexus or PRL or whatever you're
how-
casting for.
The seed wise, like how many of the top seeds should like the top 10 or
So,
minimum.
I mean, you're going to be casting more and more, and the more you cast, the more familiar you'll become with players,
yeah.
and who you should have a history with, or
Yeah.
know something about. you're never going to have a consistent number of teams that you should be looking out for. Like
Gotcha.
one
Yeah,
week
that's
you'll
what makes it
have
kind of hard
like
to look at the background of them,
yeah, one
other than
week
what
you'll
you
have
know.
like 3 top teams and then the next week you'll have like 15. So,
It all depends on the depth of the matchups, huh?
yeah, I would
Mhm.
focus on to begin with your RLCS teams. Another good resource to look at is the power rankings
Yeah, those are
and
good.
look at the bubble teams and see what players are on that. Um,
Is Applesauce considered a bubble team right
yeah, they're on the 8-9 range.
now? Gotcha. So
Yeah, I
what
was
is like
actually
the
looking.
bubble top six?
Bubble is after 10. It's general consensus.
Gotcha. So like just above the bubble.
So like bubble teams would be Nexus,
Well,
Ninja
yeah, that's the main
Dinosaurs.
one.
Um, actually, I have the list in front of me. Onslaught, Imperial,
Oh yeah.
Hype Gaming, Pulse. All of those are your bubble teams, and then your top teams are NRG, Rogue, Muffin Man, G2, Genesis, Take 3, Selfless. All those teams are kind of your top teams that you for
What's
sure
the
should.
history of Muffin Men? Like, were
Um,
they in the league play recently?
no, so Muffin Men, the name has been around for a while. Generally, it's a team that Squishy makes with
Mm-hmm.
other players. About a year ago, he would play with kind of, his close friends in regular tournaments.
Yeah.
And then the spring of this year, Squishy Latch Torment started a team called Iris. And they completely wiped all of the NA tournaments for like a month straight.
Oh, and then they didn't make league play. I remember hearing about
Correct. Yeah. So
that. Damn.
they were wiping everything. They had the number 1 seed going into season 3 of RLCS and faced Set to Destroy in the quarterfinals of the upper groups or the upper bracket and were knocked down to the lower and then immediately got knocked out there.
Who'd they lose to?
The first was Set to Destroy, and I don't remember who the second was.
Gotcha.
017. Oh my God! Rest in peace. Set to destroy though. In
Um,
league play.
but yeah, they're a quite talented team if they can avoid
Losing.
avoid getting tilted. So after that, like a month or 2 later, Latch left, and then they changed. He kept the name Iris, and now you have Muffin Man with Squishy and Torment and whoever the third is.
Gotcha. So is Iris a bubble team then?
So Latch still has the Iris name, but he's on. We don't know what the name is called yet, but either Iris or Untethered with Sad Junior and Corrupted G. I think they've been
Gotcha.
playing as Untethered in several tournaments.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely need to do more research about that stuff.
I mean, I can kind of go down the list. So NRG has been around a while, quite a while actually. They're probably
Yeah, they've been around since season 1.
other than Flipside, probably their oldest team in NA by far. As far as 2 out of their 3 players still being there. So it used to be Fireburner, Jacob, and Moses as Kings of Urban back in the day.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then it was Sad replaced Moses, and then they picked up Garrett more recently. They were always a number 1-2 team in North America, and they fought with whatever team Kenobi was on for quite a while.
Yeah. And then
And now it's been
stuff
just
happened.
pretty much them at the top.
This is their first year making it to top 4, right?
Correct, yeah. First
Because EU
LAN.
has been
Yeah,
EU
first
has been
LAN.
demolishing, huh? A lot of the
Yep.
lands.
Yeah, NRG has not really performed well at the first 2 LANs.
Mhm.
Rogue is, let's see,
Didn't they get knocked out in like the first round of the first LAN?
believe so. Yeah, I think they lost like their two matches like immediately, so
Yeah.
they got knocked out pretty early.
Yeah.
Rogue I'm less familiar with, but way
They
back in the
were
day they played.
Atelier or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
way back in the day, Sizz and Matt played with A Money on a team called Chemistry. That was like okay. They didn't make RLCS. Turtle was of course on Exodus with Garrett and Moses for the first two seasons. Then these three formed and they were pretty okay. They were like 6 to 8 range when the season started, and by the end they were the number 2 team in North America.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Then you have G2, which I'm sure you guys are pretty familiar with.
Whoa, who are they?
By the way, sorry for the little wind tunnel. It's really hot, so in between, I'll just keep it on.
Gotcha.
Oh, you're fine. Set to Destroy wasn't expected to make league play at all. They were always a team that was like in the 10 range, slightly outside. What's up,
How'd they do
Jar?
in league play?
I just noticed you're in here.
0-7. They 0-7.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
that's
went
what I
0
heard
7.
about. Yeah.
Selfless has been
Sure,
around
Iris
a
was
while.
upset about that.
Well, I mean, Irish should have just made league play. Easy solution.
Easy GG. Yeah.
True.
Selfless has been around for like a year and a couple months.
Sucks that they got eliminated after winning against F3, right?
No, they lost.
Oh wait, who did they win against?
Nobody, because they lost the next day to Denial with
I thought they
Pluto.
won against at least one person. Let me check. Could be wrong.
They might have, yeah. They might have beat somebody, but they lost.
Oh, no, they didn't win against. I was mistaken. They almost beat
beat
Flipside.
F3, yeah.
Because they were like in overtime, right? Think of like game 4, they were overtime, and then Cuxer scored.
Okay, enough history. Jar, are you here?
Yep, just looking.
Do you want to cast with each one of these guys for like one game on color?
I don't think I have time for that. Sorry, it's getting late.
Okay.
You
No,
just
that's
want to
fine.
give tips, that works.
Okay. So do you guys want to go to game 3?
Yeah, sounds good.
Sure.
Do you need the replay, Jar, or are you cool with just listening?
I'll just listen in, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna be bad. Okay. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Oh, sucks for Rogue. Well, time to try and get better at my introductions. Oh god. I just need to like.
1-3.
What's up?
Oh no, I
Oh,
was
1-3.
just speaking to myself. Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. That's definitely like the main thing I need to work on, other than the general commentary.
I'm trying a little bit more comfortable with color, a little bit more context, trying to bring in a little bit more things to say, I guess, but still a little bit out of my element, obviously, but try to keep up.
We are now on to game 3 of our best of 5 series, Rogue versus Northern Gaming. We're going to see if Rogue can maintain the possession in this matchup that they did not have in the last 2 games, and hopefully bring it back and maybe get an opportunity to not get eliminated from this tournament, or if they will be sent home early on day 3 of RLCS at the Wiltern. And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh wait, I have the wrong game. Sorry.
Okay. Do I have
was
the right-
confused
yeah,
for a second.
Turtle Max's Turbo. Okay, yeah.
Okay, that was the wrong game I was looking at. Is this the right one? Okay, I
It's gonna
think
be
I'm
a-
at the right one.
So it's a
Someone-
low-scoring game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We're good. Sorry about that. I was so
You're
ready.
good.
I'm like, yes, we got this.
That was a good start though.
Okay. Gotta make sure I'm at the start. There we go. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. We're gonna see which team will come out with possession in this face-off, and maybe that'll lead to the first goal in this game 3 as we see Devo is gonna hit that one into the center, get a breakaway, and get the first goal.
Definitely a strong starting play by Northern Gaming. Just as you said, whoever really had possession at the beginning was able to take that ball. Devo there, able to strike first in the first 5 seconds of gameplay. Definitely a game changer here. I'm at 8 seconds, by the way.
Okay, I got it. But I'll let you know when I'm there.
Sounds good.
Damn, that was quick.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm at 8 seconds.
Get ready for the wall of like nothing for the next 3 minutes, by the way. 5, 4, 3, 2, start.
That was not the way that Rogue needed to start this matchup, as Turtle is looking to retaliate after that play. He's going to be facing off against Turbo Pulsa. He's able to get possession of the ball momentarily and desperately trying to keep it on the orange side, but is unsuccessful as we see. Devo is going to hit that to the right side for Turbo. Turbo's going to set up his teammate. Ramco is going for the shot, but Sizz blocks that one away.
So a consistent thing that I've been seeing within this whole matchup, Sizz and Matt have been really doing a great job passing, but not being able to finish. Northern Gaming really setting up a nice wall behind the goal line, not letting anything through, which is really serving effective, at least for the first few matches here.
Remco trying to be fancy there, but it gets thwarted by Turtle as Devo hits it straight towards Matt. They have an opportunity, but Turbo Pulsa hits that to the left side. Sizz hits it into the corner. Turtle's going to be waiting for the passing play. It gets right in front of the net, but he misses the ball, and he has to rotate back around now as Matt is going to go for this one. Sizz is on the offensive as he's going to pass it to his teammate. Now we see Devo going to try and set up a clear shot there. Is not able to do so as Turtle hits it to the right side. Turbo Pulsa keeping it in play and hitting it straight towards the net, but Sizz has possession now, able to get it past 2 of the attackers as Remco is going to go for the ball. He goes for the shot, but Matt clears that one away, and Sizz might have an opportunity here.
For the past 30 seconds, Rogue has been doing a very good job of keeping the pressure onto the orange turf, keeping Northern Gaming on their toes. As long as they can start finishing some of these shots, they'll definitely be in contention to get some more goals and possibly take the lead here.
Now, Rogue was eliminated by... Shoot, I shouldn't have tried to go into that without having the exact notes there. He was eliminated by somebody in this matchup to get all the way to the losers bracket, and they are about to get eliminated if they aren't able to get a single goal. And Northern Gaming, so far dominating in this series, are going to be looking for the 3rd game win and trying to close this out and move on into the tournament and maybe go on to win the grand finals. Matt is going to have an opportunity here, but it gets thwarted by Turbo Pulsa. He is going to try and step a play for his teammate. Devo goes for the shot, but it gets blocked away by Turtle and Sizz.
While still over half the time remaining in this game, as long as Sizz, Matt, and Turtle can start to put the pieces together, we've seen how explosive they could be, especially in league play here. Definitely something to look out for. If they can get a few shots on goal, put a little bit more pressure on Northern Gaming, get 1 or 2 past them, they could definitely be in a good spot to try to take home match number 3.
Northern Gaming did lose to NRG earlier on in this tournament, but they are going to be looking to go with the win in this and maybe get a rematch and hopefully come out with the win and move on in the tournament after this game. But this game is not over yet, as Rogue are still struggling to keep alive in this tournament, as Sizz is going to hit this to the right side, actually into the center. Devo able to clear that one away. Now Turtle is going to miss the ball completely. Turbo Pulse is going to have an opportunity here, but Sizz is able to clear that one away barely after the offensive attack from Remco. Turbo Pulsa is going to keep it in their side, and Turtle is going to go for this one, miss the ball instead, and Sizz is going to clear that one. Oh, not able to clear that one. Actually, Devo tries to go for the fake, and Matt is able to read the play as Turbo Pulsa hits this one straight towards the net. There's an opportunity, but it gets hit away by Sizz. And there's still been offensive opportunities, just mainly on the side of Northern Gaming, but Rogue has been keeping up that iron defense, and no goals have been coming out from either side.
Taking a look at the scoreboard here, pretty equal spread along the whole team for both Northern Gaming and Rogue. Equal shots on net, equal saves roughly. All players really just giving it their all here. Both teams really having a good shot at this. Rogue starting to put the pieces together, getting a little bit more confidence after those first 2 losses. We'll see what happens though.
Devo is going to try and set up his teammate. He goes for the angle. There's Turbo Pulsa on the receiving end, and he tries to fish it up. Remco almost getting it, but it goes off to the right side, and Turtle is going to be going forward, missing the ball completely. Sizz deflects it off of one of the attackers, and it's now in the middle of the field. He has an opportunity, misses the ball completely. They desperately need to get on the scoreboard with 30 seconds remaining. It is do or die at this point. This is their tournament. Lives on the line right now, as Sizz is going to be able to hit that straight towards Turtle. Turtle has possession. He's going to try and carry it past Turbo Posa, and there we have Sizz able to finish that one off and tie it up with 16 seconds remaining.
So right there, Rogue really able to step it up when it matters. 16 seconds left on the clock. They needed a goal. It was do or die for their tournament life, and they were able to get one past Devo. Sending it away. Nice little team play. Turtle getting the ball on his hood. Matt following him up. Or Sizz, I believe. My bad. Sizz being able to follow him up and sending it away in the upper. And now we have a tie game here with 16 seconds remaining. 5, 4.
Oh, what time are you at?
Oh, my bad. I keep on forgetting. 3:26.
It's all good. 3:26. 1 second. Okay. Let me know.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start.
It looks like we might go to overtime unless one of these two teams can come out on top on this face-off and see if they will be able to get the advantage and either go home with the victory and move on in the tournament or get eliminated from the side of Rogue. Now we see Remco is going to hit that one into the center, try and set up Devo for an opportunity, but it gets thwarted by Matt. Now Sizz is going to hit this one into the center. Turbo Posa contested, trying to keep it away from their net. Devo hits it into the corner as well, and it now is overtime. We're going to see what Turbo Posa is going to be able to do to maybe carry his team, as he is the sub for Northern Gaming in this matchup, and he's been playing pretty well so far in this tournament, but we haven't really seen too much of him so far.
So something that we should know, in overtime, especially when you have so many players with such talent, a lot of people tend to get a little bit more conservative, knowing that if they let up a goal, it could be the whole game. It would be the whole game that they're letting up just with the final goal. So I believe that whoever could really stick it out there and have a little bit of confidence and try to make that one goal will be able to come out as the victor in this match, in this game.
Devo looking to be the guy to get that one goal, not able to as he gets hit by his teammate. Sizz is going to hit this one to the left side. Devo's going to contest it, get a shot off onto the net, but Turtle is able to clear that one away for an opportunity for Sizz, but it gets hit away by Remco. Devo now has possession of the ball, misses it completely, trying to do something fancy, but we see Turtle and Sizz on the offensive attack. They get the angle, and Devo is able to clear that one away. With a minute already gone in this overtime, we're going to see if Northern Gaming can come out on top or if Rogue are going to be able to stay alive in this series.
Just
And
a little
as I say
doink.
that, Remco gets the goal.
Just a little doink there. That shows how quick a game can change. Looking, Rogue had a good position there. Could have definitely made something happen, but with one little shot from the corner there, Devo was able... What was that? Devo?
It's all
Figured it
good.
out.
Take your time, man.
Yeah.
If you're having trouble with it, like, this is practice anyway, you know, just take your time and try and
Yeah.
do it right so you can, you know, get better at it and everything.
Yeah. So a pass from Turbo Pulsa from the corner was able to set up Remco to send it away in the bottom right corner. Just not enough time from Rogue to be able to respond and save that. And then that will end our series 3-0. Northern Gaming will advance, and Rogue will be, unfortunately, eliminated.
That was a lot better.
Yeah,
You just got to take your time with it. Like, it comes with time.
yeah, definitely.
Like, I feel like some of my words that I had during that could have been a lot better, and they weren't worded very well. Or some of my sentences. Anyway, on to the analysis part of this. So, things I liked about myself. I think I did better, just the general flow of things that time. Still was a little bit iffy because you did feel at one point that you should have, started talking because I was taking a little bit too much time between,
Mhm.
words.
Yeah, yeah.
And another thing that I liked. Oh, shoot. I liked how I picked it up after your commentary for the goal that happened. And I liked my attempt at trying to provide some extra commentary about what was going on with Turbo Pulsar.
Yeah.
It wasn't, the greatest attempt, but, it was an attempt.
Yeah, definitely.
If
It was
I
good.
did it a lot better and probably, went back to it, and if I was able to say who Rogue actually lost to, it was Mocket, and who Northern Gaming lost to. I did like my analysis with Energy and Northern Gaming, saying that they might be able to take it back to them and make it on in the tournament into the later stages. Maybe a bit better wording for that would have been better. And the things I didn't like, near the beginning I was still saying, but it seems, and those words that I always tend to say during my commentaries, I needed to stop saying them. I just need to watch this and just listen to me saying but many times so that I can just get that out of my head.
Mm-hmm.
I need to stop saying it seems or they might have an opportunity. I don't know if they might have an opportunity is too bad. I'll have to hear from Jar and Jasher. But
Okay.
anyway, moving on into another part that I didn't like. I didn't really like I need to improve on. I need to improve on my wordage for the analysis part that I try to bring it to it, and the tournaments and what's going on with that kind of stuff, and get more consistent with it. I did do better with saying game and match and set properly, I feel, but still need to get better at that regardless. But yeah, on to your analysis.
All right. So for me personally, I think that I felt a lot more comfortable. Obviously with time, that would start to show up a bit more. But I did feel a little bit more comfortable. Maybe not laid back, but I knew a little bit more of what my task was, and I enjoyed being able to analyze situations a little bit more. I know I did have a hiccup towards the end there, but I just slowed it down and was able to really pick up on the situation, which was a lot better than my first two matches. Critique, I did get a little antsy towards the end there, kind of cutting you off. I think that was more my fault than your fault on that one because you were still speaking, and I thought a really small pause was you stopping, and I was kind of jumping the gun there. So maybe just sit back a little bit more and analyze the situation a little more thoroughly before I pick up on my points.
Yeah, for that part, I think maybe I should have just left it to you at that point.
Yeah.
I knew that as soon as you picked it up. I'm like, oh, I should have not said anything. I should have just left it.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good.
Because
Definitely.
I was actually leaving that off for you, but the goal happened as soon as that, and I was trying to I thought I had enough time to get back to it. That's another criticism I had about myself, that I tried to jump back onto it. I should have just left it at that point.
Which was going to be leading into my next criticism was trying to get a little bit more consistent when big plays happen. If I'm analyzing, I should be able to smoothly recover from analyzing to the play really quickly and then try to jump back and do whatever I was doing or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Still, try to get a little more. For me, one last criticism: maybe just try to be a little bit more confident, project my voice and not be as monotone. Try to convey more emotions. When something's happening, I could start to raise my voice and get a little bit more excited. Try to hype up the crowd instead of sitting, being a little bit of a box or not.
Well, yeah, if something intense happens and then they don't want, well, this is just my personal opinion, feel free to throw that out the window. But I feel like it's better to kind of sound like you're excited about it instead of just, sound like you're just there to talk about it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, are you good, or do you want to say anything else that criticizing
I'm good.
yourself?
Thank you.
Okay. What I liked about your commentary, I did like the analysis at the end was probably the best analysis that you had because you were able to slow down and take your time with it. And I feel like with time, since you're not really a color caster, that'll come more smoothly and more consistently for your general analysis and everything. I did like there's not too much I really picked up on other than
which was good because I feel like you're consistent enough that I didn't really pay too much attention to what was going right, because I feel like with commentary and with any of this kind of stuff, if you don't pick something up, that's probably a good thing.
Hmm.
No.
Definitely, yeah.
But the things I did pick up, and as I'm saying, trying to get my words across, still had some ums in there.
Yeah.
Apart from that, just like that was, I said like again. I got to stop doing that too.
Just
Just
seconds.
saying, just stepping on me a little bit, but that was kind of still getting used to us passing it off and everything. And other than that, I feel like it was good. Just near the end, it was a bit shaky, but once you took the time to, take the time to get your analysis down at the end, I feel like that was probably the best one for today, at least.
Hmm. I liked when you were getting into a little bit of the commentary, but not overstepping into the commentary, just adding a little bit of detail other than play by play what's going on, which was really good for me to segue personally into my points slash
Yeah.
analysis. I think that was really helpful for me, kind of setting a little bit of a topic per se. I really like that. Other than that, I really didn't pick up on too much more than that. Uh, but yeah, I think that was one of our best runs out of three, all three of them.
Cool, cool. Okay, Jasher and Jar. Feel free to tear us apart.
I don't have too much. I don't have anything for you after that. Jar, do you have anything for them?
Well, just a couple of things, I guess. Just a quick question beforehand. Do you guys already cast somewhere? Do you have any background in casting, or is this your first
I'm
cast?
casting at Nexus. I joined in the end of May, and that was the first time I've been casting is with them. So it's been like a little bit over a month for me.
Great. And Hindo, how about you?
As you could probably tell, I do not have any physical casting experience. I've started to gain a little bit of interest in it, trying to work towards possibly getting on Nexus as well, but no actual casting live experience.
Right. Okay. Well, just to know your background, just to know how much experience you get.
Yep.
Right. Well, I didn't pay any attention to perhaps the words that you've been repeating, although that's still another point on which you can work on. Maybe later on, maybe when you're just listening back to some of your casts. At least that's what I'm usually getting nitpicky about when I'm listening to mine. But more to the global points, I guess for Vodible, actually, you do that thing what I really would love to see other people do. And I see it, I think, from LCS casters. They have different situation in their case. You do leave a lot of space for your color caster. Every single time there's a chance there's an attack and attack finishes, you throw it to your color caster, which I think is lovely. Because usually color caster at that point does have something to say about the play that has unfolded and can drop a bit of pearls of wisdom down there.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, that's just my personal preference. I don't think it's lovely. It's just that in our LCS, obviously, those two people are standing next to each other, and it's so much
Yeah.
easier to throw it back to them.
Oh, definitely. I agree.
While you're doing this online, it's either you need to have been casting with this guy for a long period of time, so you get the understanding of each other, or maybe talk about it beforehand. If not, what might help is if you are doing more concrete throws to your co-caster. So either end the sentence in a specific way, or maybe
Yeah, I agree.
pose a question, so that way your co-caster knows for certain that this is their time to speak. So if you're just focused a bit on the transitions that you're getting from yourself to your co-caster, I think
Definitely agree.
it'd be something that can be improved. Just before I get to Hindo, the fact that you talked a little bit about is interrupting each other and sort of, well, basically if the play is happening, how you guys should react. For my personal experience, when people are trying to, for example, stop in the middle of an interruption, one interrupts another, and then each other tries to start talking. Usually it's and no one gets anywhere.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, usually, well, this time you powered through it. It's okay. I think at that point it was still okay. You still carried it well. But it may be, again, it may be beneficial to just talk about it beforehand. There's what would be the best, obviously, is for both of you, no matter what your role is, play by play or color, to practice the other role and to be capable of doing both at any point in time. Because,
Yeah, I
for
agree with
example,
that too.
if color caster is doing his analysis and suddenly sees a play,
Hmm.
I think it's perfectly fine for a color caster to jump in with a little bit of play-by-play in return.
Yeah.
I think both of you mentioned that as well.
That would be a
Or
good way to transition it too, I feel.
For me to
that,
pass it back to Vodible, not just him passing it to me.
yeah, that. Well, I don't know about that. We've been trying a little bit of that in Pro Rivalry League, and actually, maybe it's I've been stuck in this cycle of I do my color, I do a little bit of play-by-play, I throw it back to play-by-play. I'm usually the color caster.
Gotcha.
Right, but for me, maybe it's not as good. It's again, it's if it's in that kind of a cycle, so color casting, play by play, throw it back, then I guess it doesn't sound that good. But if at sometimes you do throw a little bit of play by play, or play by play throws in a little bit of color, it doesn't have to be strict. I think it's a good starting point as to you find your own role, something that you are enjoying doing or you're best at doing,
Mhm.
but then you need to expand certainly, because if you're doing just play by play, a little bit your co-caster does color, then again play by play, color, or some people even do just constant play by play, and then color caster only comes in on goals or after matches, then it's not as exciting. But
Yeah.
there's a good point that has been risen. I don't think if it was talked about during the caster's corners, but certainly the best way to do a cast is to try to make it as a conversation, not just the
Yeah,
one guy
yeah, I've
speaking,
heard
the
about
other
that
guy
too.
speaking.
So
The
like asking
conversation.
questions and all that stuff, and
Yeah, and just
conversing about what they can do to improve or what's going well and what's going wrong,
right. Yeah,
what's
although
going on in the tournament.
right. Although I would, well, again, my personal preference, throwing loaded questions like, so what do they need to do in this case to win this, this, and that? Not always the orchestra can have the answer. At least
Yeah,
when
that's
these
true.
when these questions are being thrown to myself, sometimes I struggle. So be careful in trapping your co-caster with such a loaded question such as this.
Because yeah,
So what is the best way to kind of do that then? So your questions aren't too loaded.
So well,
That's a tough question too.
yeah,
no, you trapped me with this one. Yeah. Oh, well, I think when you get enough experience, this comes naturally. So you don't even have to throw it like that. Your
Yeah, that makes
co-caster,
sense.
if it's a color, he will explain. He will explain what he has seen. He'll explain what, for example, what one team does well, the other doesn't do well, and working from that, he can say, okay, we need to change
Oh,
this.
I
or
think I have
maybe
an idea.
stick to this. Yeah, questions are good. Still, questions can be posed. So as I said, to throw to your co-caster, you can throw a question. It's just that, well,
Make sure they kind of pertain to the kind of commentary they do. I feel like that would make sense. So like from a color perspective, you'd want to try and word it so that they'd be better able to analyze it or something like that,
oh yeah, absolutely.
or like
And
what they're already thinking about.
yeah, and certainly for myself, I do get a lot of stuff I talk about from my play-by-play. So play-by-play is one of my sources for whatever I will be talking about later on, not just the game. So play-by-play gives me the ideas. I sort of expand on them. So it's just that kind of question is just a big one. Such as what do they need to do? I think it's just a bit of a big one. But again, it comes with experience. It comes with experience with a specific caster.
Yeah, that's true.
For the first time, it always will be a little bit shaky. You get a feel to each other, but later on, after a couple of casts, it should be all fine.
Cool,
Right.
cool.
So quickly then about Hindo. Sure, I'm trying to figure out what I've written here already. Try to figure it once.
I feel you. That's how it was for my notes. I was like looking at like who did Rogue lose to? Oh no.
I know what this says, but really, when I'm reading this, is I read it as what led to the gods. It's not gods, jeez. Well, basically, Hindo, for you,
Yep.
Again, for majority of the stuff that I have written down, you've already talked amongst yourself, so you're already recognizing your mistakes, even as in the process, not just listening back to your VODs and stuff. But I think more energy, more, well, not even specifically hype. You don't need to be
Like enthusiasm, basically.
enthusiasm. So listen to what Vodible is doing. I think
Mhm.
Vodible has a great voice for that. He's already in the right mindset. He is sounding like a caster. So I don't know. Try to emulate that, maybe. Try to
Yeah.
do something like that. More energy, more. I want to say pretend that like you're a caster. So
Dude, that's how I like practice to try and improve like my voice and everything for that. Just keep doing it. Keep pretending. Yeah, keep
Yeah.
pretending you're like super enthusiastic about everything. Then
Yeah,
you might go overboard. I did that at one point, and then just listen to it and bring it down, and then you'll find like a good zone.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I think if you're not sure how to find this ground, then for example, right now when you're casting with Vodible, you can try and just basically get on his level of the energy,
Yeah,
his
yeah,
level
yeah.
of
That'd be
speed. So
great. That'd be
His
great.
tempo, yeah.
yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, for color casting, I think it's just mainly because of the inexperience with that. I'm like, because I wasn't really too sure about how to address that kind of hype because if you're analyzing the situation, then like I wasn't too sure where to put it in, so I kind of omitted it entirely subconsciously.
Yeah.
When I was doing the color Vodible, I think if you're looking at the recordings from last night, because I was doing more of the play-by-play throughout there, you could, I mean, I was doing that in the play-by-play, but I think it's more just being more experienced with the color and knowing that you have to do that as well because I
sure.
wasn't too sure about how to address it.
Oh
So,
yeah, I feel you. I'd be the
Mhm.
same way if I was doing that too.
Sure. Well, yeah, sure. It's just that you need to find a middle ground. Right
Mhm.
Yep.
now, damn, my monitors just completely disappeared. All right. So AFK for so long, the monitor decided to go in the power saving mode. Right. So yeah, just the middle ground between what you're doing right now and sometimes being too hyped is a thing.
Oh yeah, I feel you.
Some
I
of the
try to
casters
make sure I don't do that.
yeah, some of the casters are getting excited for every single little thing that's happening. That's going overboard with it. Those things. Right. So, and the last point I do have written down is about color casting. Is it's obviously color casting is basically doing the analysis as to what happened, but the best things to do is not to play by play the replay. Replay is there to maybe get a little
makes
bit of a
sense.
footing what happened, but in the end you need to talk more about what happened, what led to the goal, rather than
Mhm.
what everyone has already seen and what play by play most likely has talked about. So
Yeah.
for that the advice has been given to me previously on this very caster's corner is that while the play-by-play looks at what's happening near the ball, the color caster looks at what's happening anywhere but the ball. So somehow you need to, from a viewer's perspective, as you're spectating, somehow stop looking at the plate, start looking everywhere else. So how they're moving into the attack, where their
Mhm.
position, where that player came from, or what happened, boosts, all that. So try to think about that when you cast, and I think you might see some improvements.
Okay. Definitely makes sense. I think also since it wasn't a live game, we didn't
Yeah,
have
that
replays.
also made it kind of weird too.
It did chop it up a little bit. We were, I think we addressed it properly, being able to stop and start. But I think when you're in the moment, I really can't say though because we didn't do it. But if we were in the moment, like looking at the replay, we could address a bit more in depth. But since I didn't have that footing in the first place, it was a bit harder. But I see exactly where you're coming from and what you mean by like talking about the setup and everything happening before the play as well.
Yeah. So it's you can try and listen to all the other casters. RLCS isn't on right now, but you can obviously check the VODs or check out if any of the tournaments that's currently running. PRL is on quite often, and the North American casters are just amazing. Guys, we have obviously the RLCS, specifically, or not RLCS, apologies, RLC and Infinity tournaments are constantly on, and this guys they're also
Oh
absolutely
yeah, they're
amazing.
pretty good.
Yeah, I've had a chance to cast with them as well, and I love every single one of them.
Mhm.
Yeah, so just listen to what they do and what their color casters are doing, and get the idea what really you can talk about, or again, get the idea what the play-by-plays are doing. And really, for me myself, when I started doing this, really I haven't been with Rocket League for a long, long time, but I've started listening to to the tournaments, to the LCS, big finals, and I find them quite interesting. And quite a lot of time I was just listening into them, just to hear the casters, not to watch the game, but just to hear casters to get the idea how they're doing this, how they're projecting their energy. Still, I'm not exactly catching what they're talking about quite often. But just if you're actually focused on that, if you're listening as to what they're telling and what each other role is trying to accomplish, then you're going to get a couple of ideas as to what to do next.
So it's a good idea to do a lot of VOD review then.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I
Gotcha.
haven't
I
done
need to
this
get more
for-
into that.
I
Yes.
think a little bit better though. Do a little bit of Vodible review.
Ha!
I'm sorry, I just had to.
All right. But yeah, I do agree. I haven't done this almost at all. But then we started doing some of those practices, basically reviewing the replays. And even though I'm noticing a lot of stuff during the cast, and I'm
Just going back, then you notice even more. That's like when you
Yes.
watch a movie, you notice some
Absolutely.
things at first, and then when you watch it again, you notice things you never saw before.
The fine
but-
points.
yeah, you get the chance to notice, for example, that you're doing a lot of ums and ahs for
Oh
when
yeah,
casting.
that's
don't
how I
notice
notice
when
right now.
yeah, well, you're noticing him that right, so amazing. Usually when I notice during the casting where I'm struggling for words or I don't know, I'm getting stuck on a point for too long, and then at the end of when I'm done speaking, I'm just disgusted with myself. But
Yeah,
watching
same.
the VOD back, then for example, I have a couple of notes in front of me right now. I'll just I'm grabbing it. Yeah, basically it's majority of this is phrases that I constantly use that I really need to substitute for something else or find 3 other ways to say it.
Oh, I need to do that too, honestly.
Yeah, well, where is it in Caster's Corner? Jasher, can you help me out?
Oh,
Where's that document for?
In the welcome channel under tips and tricks, there's Chimblade
first one?
soccer jargon for
Oh, that
oral
one, yeah,
casting.
That's one. Yeah. This is one thing you can get, or just again, if you listen to your VOD back and notice a word, just try to somehow mentally try to remove it from your vocabulary and try to do something.
Yeah.
else.
All right.
Again, it's,
What
it's
kind of
just
words
almost-
are good to use, like, for transitions instead of just saying? So an example is like, Vodible goes for it, but it's contested by someone, instead of just saying "but" all the time. Is it okay to say that, or just mix it up with other stuff?
Could you give me an example one more time?
So I'm just playing like a Rumble game right now, and let's just say one of my teammates is going for the ball, but it gets contested by the enemy opponent or something like that. But then there is something else happening, but something else happens, and things like that.
I see you drop "but" completely.
Okay.
That is not needed there.
So how would the phrasing be for that instead? It would just be Vodible goes for it, it's contested, and or do I even need to say and? So like Vodible goes for it, it's contested by the person's name. They get the goal or something like that. Would that be better?
Yeah, I think it would be better. But I don't think you are specifically needed to form complete and proper English sentences.
Gotcha.
So I would assume Vodible goes for a ball contested by the opposing player. Now it's a quick counterattack, and they bring it onto the other field. Score! Terrible attempt. but
Gotcha.
you-
No,
you
that
get-
is a good
That was
example.
great. That was actually
Because-
like better than all of our
Because that's what I've been trying to analyze from all the like really good play-by-play people. They've been doing that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to like get better at that and not say the filler words. Just say what's actually happening.
I'm guessing practice, and more practice.
Yeah.
The best play-by-plays also manage to basically spice up what's happening. If starting casters just do cast what they see, so player passes the ball to the other player, there's a shot and it's defended, ball gets stuck in a corner, then the super duper play-by-plays. I'm mostly referring to our LCS guys, certainly who
Yeah.
are doing this. They put so much description into every single one of these movements, and they don't have to describe every single thing that's happening. So not every hit or challenge or just a hustle in the corner needs to be addressed, but they still do play-by-play, but they do this, I don't know, practically, I would even say, just describe this so perfectly, as if they almost, well, they're bringing color to the play-by-play, but not the
Yeah,
color
that's what
in
I
the
want to
sense
do.
of
That's like
I
that
don't know.
makes it so much better.
Yeah, but it's practice. It's
Yeah.
I have no tips for that one. Also, I'm striving
Yeah,
to
yeah,
become a play-by-play caster such as like them, but no tips as how to do that. Obviously, these guys have so much experience both in the game and in the casting, so it takes time.
Hmm.
So would like learning more about the game mechanics and all that help a lot?
Oh, yeah, that will help, especially for color caster because well, play-by-play as well, but color caster it's gets so much easier for you to recognize the plays,
Gotcha.
or for play-by-play to quickly know that all right that why that 50-50 happened in the way it happened, or what the hell is just that player pulled through it instant. And so instead of going, what the hell was that? You'll be able to do, all right, he does a double touch off the ceiling. So
Gotcha.
so
A lot of
Double
fun
touch,
elements
half
there.
flick off the ceiling.
Yeah.
360 no scope. Yeah.
Oh no, no, not that stuff.
Oh, okay.
You'll be laughed at, and
A
then
lot of
you'll
the
be
fun.
fired.
Card. 360 no scope off the ceiling.
yeah,
Double tap.
obviously the what just happened is good as well if you're putting enough energy to it, but I think
Yeah.
if you brought up even a notch, if you can also describe what's happening.
Yeah. Mix it all in though, like have a balance. There's
Yeah,
not
you
too
could
much of
do
this,
the
not too
what
much
just
of that.
happened, so your color could go in to explain it too.
Yeah, there's also one possibility, but
'Cause I think that does happen quite often too.
Mhm.
yeah,
But yeah, I agree.
It's one of the ways in which you can play out the situation, but I think if you put a target to yourself for something to strive to,
Yeah, that
that's-
makes sense.
I'm putting the I'm putting it quite high. That's um, as you can possibly tell, I'm not a native English speaker.
It's all good.
Yeah, all right. Sometimes the words completely escape me, so
Dude,
yeah,
I
just-
am a native English speaker, and the same thing happens to me. Totally understandable.
well, I'm pretty sure you will either heard this phrase or will hear this phrase a lot during your casting. English is hard.
Yes,
I
yes.
did hear it from everyone. It's the native speakers and not.
I love your accent, by the way.
Same.
Top notch.
Cheers.
Oh, so yeah, British.
Maybe because I'm pretty sure where when I learned the English at school, they were teaching us British English.
Ah,
But during the time, it has obviously has mutated and something that is right. At this point, I'm just it's a combination of every single thing I've heard on TV, movies, radio, music, and I'm just trying to repeat it, I guess.
Well, you're
that's
doing a
how
good job.
someone develops their voice.
Yep.
No.
Cool. Any other points?
The ones I've written down, no, but I guess if you have any questions.
Mhm. So I was wondering actually, for Jasher, is there going to be the VOD of us available anywhere?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Yep, it's still recording.
Oh,
Uh,
it is. Oh,
yeah.
great. Yeah.
I'd love
Okay.
to hear the exact words and point them out and make sure I don't use them.
Likewise.
Some of the audio will be cut out for in-game because
Yeah,
I was
makes
alt tabbing throughout.
that's fine.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I
that's fine.
can upload it to YouTube and send it
Okay.
to you guys.
That would be good.
Amazing.
I definitely need to look over that. I need to get more consistent with looking over VODs and stuff too. Because that's how you improve, by identifying it and then working to fix whatever it is you identified.
Yep.
Cool, cool. So any other general tips you'd say, apart from looking at videos and looking back at your casts and looking at like the RLCS casters and other casters?
Let's get as much practice as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're really interested in this one, certainly one proper cast a week, so tournament and in the battle,
Gotcha.
in the heat of the battle. If you can do that, well, personally, I've started by just taking a replay and just in the style of the caster's corner, just casting through it myself, recording
Yeah, I
it.
need to
and-
start doing that consistently too to get more practice.
Yeah, well, it's just something you could throw in for I don't know 30 minutes a day,
Yeah.
just casting.
Just
while
to
you're
do it
rolling.
consistently and always have some casting that you're doing every day.
Something like that. That would certainly help. Or again, just join as many communities as you possibly can if you have the time for it.
That's true.
I wouldn't be able to recommend any North American ones because, well, while I do know a couple of them, I don't know all of them, and certainly perhaps not the smaller ones. But I'm pretty sure there's plenty of opportunities. I do know for a fact that in
Oh yeah,
HindoG,
they post them all the time in the Caster's
yes,
Corner.
that's true. But usually it's the at the last possible moment.
Yeah, that's true.
You might be interested for a more consistent position as to where you're called in.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
And if that's the case, then I would reach out to management at those orgs.
Probably a good idea to do that test thing too, and then they can see what they like about your casting as well.
Yeah, which is I think Chim might have an example in here. If he does have an example, it's in general from a while ago. But for something Chimblade was doing, he made like a resume video highlighting all of his cast and Battle
Oh, yeah, I
Right
think
in
I've
Rocket
seen
League.
that.
I saw that as well. I think, yeah.
For starters,
Like
I
a
think
demo
you
reel, basically.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Well, in his position, it's he had casts. He could
Yeah,
put it
exactly.
in there. For starters, you can just basically again get those
The
one
replays and do
one
that.
replay of the game, record it, and send it. That's exactly what I did when I applied to SPL.
Yep.
So I hoped it helped in joining SPL.
Yeah.
You will never know.
Well, I was the one that talked to him anyway, so usually we talked to the casters and had them do like something similar to this with another caster that was experienced. I think you guys casted with Achieves, if I remember correctly. It was you and Dwarf Butt.
For
Great name.
practice one, I don't remember. Yeah, Dwarf, but he has been trying to change his name to something. Even when we started SPL, he was thinking of, all right, I'd better change this to something else. No, he's still Dwarf, but Achieve. I don't remember for that initial cast. I don't remember. Certainly, Achieves came in for some sort of a casters discussion night against some sort of casters practice that we had. I do remember that fun when we first casted with him.
Yeah.
Good times, good times.
Yeah. It's kind of I know at least when I was doing it was I want to get you in a like somewhat real situation and hear how you do, and then see if we can pair you up with somebody on a cast if you have the confidence to be able to handle a cast. So I don't know. That's kind of how we treated it. I think like a couple weeks later you were on the EU cast. So
Let's be honest. In a certain way, I got lucky because suddenly a lot of casters dropped out. And suddenly, I was for the start of it, I was the backup caster. That's for sure. Jordan and Microwave were the main casters.
It's not bad to be a backup caster though, because they remember you helping them in a tight pinch if someone can't make it.
That is true.
So that's how I got into Nexus. I was gonna do like a test trial thing, and then someone wasn't able to make it to one of their tournaments, and they're like, "Hey, you should cast." I'm like, "Okay, sure, I'll do it."
Yep, that's one of the chances to get that. The other one, yeah, just applying.
yep.
Definitely will take a lot of the tips that you gave me today. It's actually been really helpful. Like
Oh,
getting
yeah,
getting my feet in the water a little bit. Obviously, I still got a lot to work on, but with these VODs and then all the replays that I have now on my Rocket League, that will definitely also be very helpful to me. So I'm going to use that, practice up, and try to really tune out the skills that I need. Thank you again.
Appreciate it. Definitely helped me a lot. Oh, got to point out some more stuff I need to work on.
Sweet. Thank you both for coming. Thank you, Jar, again,
Thank
for
you,
always
Joe.
attending these things.
I've missed one. And this one really doesn't count at all. It's half what I did.
Yeah, just 2 people.
Yeah.
I'll definitely come by for like every other time you guys do this. Yeah, it's very cool. It's very nice of you guys to be coming
yeah.
out and spending your own time to like help people like me that want to try to do something like this. So again, very much appreciated, guys.
No problem.
Likewise.
Yeah, well, it's really for me. It's like you scratch my back, I scratch yours. I really love the fact that something like that has started. attended the first one and learned a lot, and then just came back to still learn something myself. When something like this happening, usually I also ask a lot of questions, just something that I had troubles figuring out. So maybe someone else could help me out with this. So at this point, all that I've learned, I'm just trying, just why not come back here and get something back to the people? Since people are still coming in, still are trying to get interested in Rocket League casting. And it's a great thing.
Yep. So Jasher, just make sure to just hit me up whenever you get that recording up on YouTube. It's probably gonna be like 2 hours, so I know that the rendering on YouTube is gonna be a pain in the ass, but either way, I'm patient, so don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll PM you the link.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay, sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording.
All right.